Welcome back to Aquatics Live YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell and all that jazz. Well, I got a new item on for my series here. I got a scooter from a friend of mine. So it's a little rough, which is kind of good for what I want to do. I mean, it's actually pretty decent. I'm not saying, but it's been beat up a little bit, missing some stuff here. It looks like something happened, or it got tipped over or something, and it broke a bunch of the front end parts, and some of the back end plastics inside are broken. So it's not a big deal though, because it's kind of was my plan to try to find one that I could. It wasn't a problem if I did some modifications to it, so pretty happy. I am going to do some like repairs and things just to get things streamlined up front here, and then work my way through it. But these first steps are right now is I'm just gonna strip everything down on it. I'll kind of show you what's going on. I did fix a little bit of it. There was the mirror here was cracked off. I glued it back together so I could ride it around a little bit. So it rides around good. It does run really good. I'll just starts right up. So yeah, starts and runs nice. So it's a good starting platform to come from. I'm pretty happy about that. So we'll figure out what we're gonna do with it next. But first steps, I'm just kind of gonna essentially go through, remove all the plastics off of it, and so just gonna do like a time lapse of doing that. I'll bring you a little closer so you can see what's going on up front here and some of the other things I'm gonna work on before I do the time lapse. So we'll get you an intro here. You can kind of see just some of the stuff, just so you don't feel bad when I take things out, modify things. You'll kind of see the reason why I'm doing things. This like dash panel here, it's completely gone underneath. So my idea here is maybe trim this back and move the controls to like standard motorcycle controls. But anyway, so that's kind of how that goes on there. Yeah, just it's missing whatever's supposed to be inside of here to hold it together. We got like one screw holding that together here, just this one up top here. This is the mirror. I'm just gonna swap out. I like my mirrors a little bit like lower and a little bit further out, so I'm gonna try to find something that goes out a little bit, or at least is a little bit so it doesn't have all this. I know I really like the lights on here, but because these have little lights built in there, but I think with this removed here, it's going to look kind of funky with these still like that. So as far as the rest of the stuff goes on, yeah, something happened. It got tipped over, and a lot of this stuff is not really attached all the way, especially the front end stuff here. It just shifts around. Right, so coming down to the seat stuff, I'll show you what's going on with this. The key got broke off at one time, evidently, and so what they did is they cut the seat latches out of it, and so it no longer latches, and there's a key stuck in here. So I'm gonna pull that key out of there, and then essentially I'm gonna try to figure out something with this, either get a new seat for it or somehow fix these. The problem is that a lot of this stuff isn't really available. This is a Bronc Canyon, but it's a YY150 T2, and looking up, like, that's a John Way, like an importing service, put that the deal on there. So yeah, John Way motorcycle. So but yeah, it's a nice little rig though. Got there's a little box on here. I may take this off. I'm not real sure what I'm gonna do with it yet. Maybe I can run without some of these side panels. I don't know yet what I'm gonna do. But first steps is I'm just gonna take all the plastics off and just kind of do a maintenance on it, kind of grease everything up and check everything out underneath. And then it'll also give me an idea of like what's actually broken, and I can work my way in from there. Nice little rig though. I'm really happy to get it. I think it's like a GY6 motor. I'm not real sure. I've read something about there's a QM type motor or something as well, so I gotta figure out what that is. So that'll be part of taking the plastic off, is figure out what motor's in here. All right, I'll catch you back on the time lapse here. Alright, so this is where I'm gonna try to get these shells so they screw together somehow. So that's why I'm pulling this off anyways, just to make sure I have the complete shell, and I'll rebuild the insides of this. But everything I took off, I put all the switches back where they go on the harness, and so everything's functioning here. I'll just start it up real quick and make sure it still starts. Oh, they had the horn and the starter swapped because this button's broken, so I gotta swap that back. There we go. Alright, back to time lapse. this inside of here is broken. So that'd be something to work, but it's kind of glued in there. But so I may come up with some other way of fixing that yet, but it looks like it's solid still, so may just leave that alone. But pretty much I'll be putting it right back together the way it was. I'm going to wipe off all the dirt and stuff before I put it back together, but just wanted to see what was going on, so I know what items if I can find them online, I can order them or try to 3D print some repair pieces. Clip inside of here. Some of these are missing. I like this one in here. So I'm just gonna order some of those so I can make sure I got good ones on all the tabs. But this piece seems pretty solid, so I don't see any major damage. Here's the key. A chunk of a big metal tab here. I'll have to weld this back on. We're coming together here, guys. Well, that gets us far enough in to get to everything. I don't think I'm going to mess around with any more of it. I don't need to take that off, and it seems really solid on the running board. So, yeah, I think we're good to go. And thanks for watching Aquatics Live YouTube channel. And we'll jump back in about a week, and with some of the repairs that I've done to it, and we'll see where it goes from there. I'm just going to be fixing plastics and stuff during the week, and getting little tabs welded back on and things like that, and then decide, what stuff I'm going to put back on and what stuff I'm going to maybe leave off. But so I'm liking it so far. I'm glad everything, the main frame's really good. I don't, it's never gotten an accident or anything. It's just brittle old plastic, and so I can 3D print and glue some little pieces back on here and there and get little clips that are missing. So I think we'll be good to go. And I'd really like to wipe everything down. So that'll be something else I'm doing behind the scenes, is this, before I put it back together, I'm gonna wipe stuff down. I'm not gonna leave the dirt underneath it. Anyway, thanks guys.